divide by 2. She has to get at least a 35. Should be able to swing that. The trick or the extra makes it a little more difficult is that the last one counts twice, and but you're dividing by 4 tests. Jordan signed up for the annual Cross Florida bike ride, which is 170 miles. He rides at an average rate of 15 miles per hour. Choose an equation, so there are answer choices on the review packet. Choose an equation that shows Jordan's progress in miles, m is the variable for miles, after h hours. Well, the correct one, all we need is his miles are equal to 15 miles per hour times h hours. So to answer this question, we don't really need to know that the race is 170 miles. Usually I want to be clear, that's the answer for this one. A lot of times, like if you want to know how much further, I guess farther, Jordan needs to ride, right after, say, 3 miles, after 3 hours, then you'd say, well, at any given time, he has 170 minus 15h miles to go. So I could plug in 3 for h, right, 45. So I'd still have 125 miles to go. I don't want to confuse you. That's not on the question as written. As written is m equals the number of miles he has traveled is 15 times the number of hours, right? 15 miles an hour times h hours. So we don't really need 170 to answer this question. Okay, this one, Lizette's saving up to, I think, buy a car. She's a part-time job. And it says, we want to write an equation to show that y equals the total dollars after X amount of checks. So I guess the checks are, I'm not sure if they're per month, something like that. Okay, so really what we need, we're going to do this in y equals mx plus b. So we need to know the slope, and we need to know the y-intercept. So to find the slope, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these. You really only need 2. And I'm going to find the slope by the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to say 1072 minus 1032, right, y2, y1 over x2 minus x1. And this is going to give me 40 over 2 equals 20. So our slope is 20. That means she's saving, I guess it's not a month, after X checks. X is the number of checks. So every check is $20. So then what I need to do is I need to find out basically how much was in the account at week 0. So how do I do that? Well, I would just take, this is after week 3. So that's 3 checks, 20, 60. So I just take and add 60. 972. So then I'll write it 20x plus 972. You could use point slope. You could take any of these points, just one of them, and then say, you know, y minus 1032 is equal to 20 times the quantity x minus 3. And then, well, that would give you in point slope, a valid equation of the total dollars after x checks. And then you would solve that, change that to slope intercept form. But if there's just 3 checks, and we know each check is $20, we can just subtract 60 from here. Okay. This question says, which of the following is not the equation of a line that passes through the point 3.52 and is perpendicular to the line y equals negative 10x plus 37? Well, if we want a line perpendicular to this line, the slope of this line is negative 10. So what we want is the opposite of the reciprocal. So if the opposite of negative 10 is positive 10, the reciprocal of positive 10 is 1. So when I look at my answer choices, I get y equals 10x plus 37, y is equal to 1/10 x plus 1.65, y minus 2 is equal to 1/10 x minus 3.5, and x minus 10y is equal to negative 16.5. Again, only basically 3 of these are the same equation, and one of them is the odd one out. And so what I look at is I need a slope of, well, it's got to be this one, because this has a slope of 1/10, this has a slope of 1/10, right? If I add my 10y, if I move the 10y over here, divide by 10, then this will be positive 1/10, right? So this one, this one, this one all have a slope of 1/10, right? So it can't be, this cannot be the equation of a line perpendicular to that line. So purposes of this question, if I just look at the slopes, then it eliminates these which are the same line, which are the line that describes this. But I will, once we have this as m, at least in point slope form, write out, right? Y minus k is equal to m, x minus h, m is equal to 1/10, and h, k is 3.52. So y minus 2 is equal to 1/10 x minus 3.5, right, which is this one. So that is our line. Then if I distribute my 1/10 and then add 2, I'll get this one, and then this is standard form, right? So you could, right, it would take a little bit more time. You could write it in point slope form, change that to slope intercept and standard form, and you'd get these, right? Or if you're looking to eliminate, there's just one of them that's not equal to the others, well, the equation of a line, so they'd all have the same slope. I say, well, which one doesn't have the same slope as the others? And it's y equals 10x plus 37. So I hope this was helpful, and I do plan on continuing to post worked out solutions to questions from the Algebra 1 packet. I know the test is coming up in a short few weeks, so hopefully this was helpful, and thanks for watching.